let's see, you're an author, right? You've got your book, you're a basketball mom, heavily involved in your son's basketball. We can call it a career. You're the director of the Society Art Gallery in the West Loop of Chicago. You've got this clothing brand going on. You're just doing so much. I mean, it's just what what is really inspiring you to be so involved, to stay so busy, to do all that you're doing?
Well, starting off with Society Art Gallery, that was the the other version of Nikki B. So that was during my Chicago years. And I had the art gallery, which also acted as an event space for 6 years. And we hosted some of Chicago's most exclusive weddings, receptions, fashion shows, private events. Um, if it was exclusive, we did it. But again, that was back in like 2011. So I've evolved and, moving on from Chicago and also kind of moving on from being like that basketball mom. My son is now in school. He's a senior technically at the University of Michigan, where he's on a full scholarship playing basketball, making me proud. And just last year, I decided that I was no longer going to be that helicopter mom, that I was going to allow a man to be a man. And, if like I do, when these kids get of age, they think they're grown and they want to figure it out. And I've always said I'm raising a man. So I've kind of let that part of being so hands on and so involved in his career, I really backed off because I've been there. I've been traveling AAU, and he committed to Texas Tech in 2020. I moved there. Um, he transferred and committed to University of Alabama. I moved there.
Mhm.
And this season that I'm in, I'm just allowing him to be the young man that we raised him to be. So he's doing amazing things. But again, um, that precedes where I am in my space and what I'm focused on now,
Sure.
which is being an author, helping women to really learn how to gain their confidence. I've seen a lot of women that just don't walk in who they are. They're not sure of themselves. You know, they're clouded by other people's judgment,
Yeah.
whether it's past trauma or, what their mom said to them years ago, and, all of the things that we just endure in life. So I'm definitely excited to be in this stage in my life where I can help women amongst all the other things that I'm doing.
Right, right. So, speaking of encouraging women, you're the author of a book that you've titled How to Be a High Value Confident Woman. And in that book, if I can quote one thing, you say that your mission is to empower women to become confident, high value women, embracing their uniqueness and love living life on their terms. And that sounds very, very beautiful. But one thing I want you to elaborate on, what do you think it means for a woman to love living life on their terms?
I think that as a woman, as a mom, as a wife, we spend so much time focusing on other people, whether it's our husband, our kids, even our business. So living life on your terms means that you have decided to put yourself first.
Mhm.
So I am in a stage and phase in my life. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. If I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to be persuaded to do anything that doesn't make me happy, that doesn't serve me, or that doesn't add value. A lot of women get so stuck and um, they're just putting everybody first, opposed to putting themselves first. And I don't feel that I can be happy and give my all if I'm not giving myself
Mhm.
everything that I'm trying to give to others.
So what was it that made you even want to go this route? What was it that happened in your life that really said, this is what I need to learn and this is what I need to help women learn?
Great question. So, in addition to writing this book, I am a real estate Airbnb coach um, and host. So, last year, I released a Airbnb playbook to basically teach people how to get into Airbnb without owning real estate. Right. So I put out a course and I had great success with people purchasing the course. And then the people that wanted more hands-on, they would hire me as their coach. So I would walk them through a 4-week program, help them select the city, the property, help them get started, and so forth and so on. Well, I realized generally with probably half or more of my coaching clients, they would pay the money, and my coaching fees are not cheap, might I add.
Sure.
So they would pay the money, I would help them secure funding, and then we would get to like week 2 or 3, and they would start losing confidence in themselves. They would start listening to the news. They would start listening to what they heard about Airbnb. Oh, it's not, what it used to be, or this city is cracking down. And what I realize is that people just don't have confidence in themselves. They listen to everything, whether it's the news, social media, you know, the haters around them. We're going to get into that. You can be around, you can be related to someone, and a lot of times they don't have your best interests at heart because they're secretly competing. They don't really want you to succeed. And 9 times out of 10, those are the people that don't have much ambition themselves.
Right.
So I felt the need to help not just women, but I have man clients as well, just really develop that fearless mindset, the confidence in themselves that they can do anything that they want. Because being a high value, confident woman basically means that you believe in yourself.
Hmm.
It just means that you know that you are that girl or that guy. You know that if God put it on your heart, if you write the vision, you can make it plain. It's just a simple belief in yourself that a lot of people lack.
Right. I like that. And I tell you, a lot of people need more of that these days. Life is difficult enough, and people go through things that is makes it easy to want to give up. You know, how has this book really helped you personally? How have your own words helped you move forward?
Um, Another great question. This book has helped me and also getting certified. I am a certified life and confidence coach. Um, and just learning more about how to change, it just starts with a thought. Everything is a thought. So learning how to really just change your negative thoughts into positive thoughts.
Mm.
Like the moment a negative thought comes up, whether you read something, you saw something, you dreamed something, and to automatically shift it into something positive. Um, I learned too a lot that a lot of people don't know the necessary steps into elevating and changing their mindset and changing their surroundings. So for me, I've been through so many different challenges and obstacles. And I've literally pivoted, you know, every 3 to 5 years. Like I'm always reinventing myself. I'm always getting better. So for me to learn like from some of my past mistakes and lessons, um, it really helps me to help others learn how to navigate and how to do things differently in order to get a different result.
Right. So that leads me to another question. You mentioned always rebranding yourself, right? So at this moment now, who would you say that you are right now?
Um, Nikki B the brand, which is my Instagram name. So make sure you guys follow me, Nikki B the brand.
Oh,
Um, I'm sorry, Nikki B the brand. That's my name on Instagram. I am Nikki Burnett on Facebook, but my name says it all. I am a brand. I carry myself in a certain fashion where I'm respected, I'm taken seriously. Anything that I'm promoting on my platform is something that I know is going to add value to other people. So I am a high value, confident woman. I am a serial entrepreneur. I'm a woman that believes in herself. I'm a girl's girl. I am 40 plus years now. So I am very mature and I know what I want for myself and I know how to help others. So I believe in being and surrounding myself around people that I can learn from. So whenever you're in my space, you're going to leave with something. You're going to leave with some good nuggets. You're going to leave with the introduction of someone that can help you in your business. I'm always a resource. I've always been, and I pride myself on just being, a really good person with integrity, because a
Mm.
lot of people lack that nowadays, and really just being a girl's girl. I love to love on my women. I love to pour into the other girls who, you know, may not know or have had some instances where they're giving up on themselves, or they're just simply hanging around the wrong people.
Sure. Wow. That is, I like that. That is so inspiring. It makes me feel good to hear. It's wonderful to know that, there are women's lives that you're touching, that are changing because of you, and their lives are becoming more fruitful and prosperous, and constructive, because of the things that you're helping to instill in them. And so I love to see it. And I think that's so incredible.
Thank you. And you said something, life is going to life. So we must realize that you have to build some resilience. Like, you got to learn that it's always going to be something. Prime example was a whole hurricane yesterday. You
Mhm.
know, I'm still without power, but we
Ah,
got to learn to move forward. We can't stay muddled up in our sorrows or the misfortunate things that happens to us. We must keep it moving. We must really cultivate that fearless mindset and be like, okay, God, I know you can get me through this. I know that it's going to be better, no matter what it looks like right now. And a lot of people need help with that. They need to learn. You can't be stuck on what's going on right now.
you're right. You're so very right. And so, I know one of the things that you're doing is, it could be considered a new endeavor that I'm sure you're very excited about it. Something that'll be premiering at the end of this month. You have an appearance coming in one of the new hit reality shows, Below Deck.
Yes, I am. I am so excited. I'll let you finish.
Nah, go ahead. You take it from there.
So I love to tell this story about Below Deck, which is on the Bravo network. I've been watching the show probably since its inception, many years ago, many seasons ago. And I remember very clearly watching the episode earlier last year when I was staying at one of my Airbnb properties in Alabama.
Mhm.
And I was watching the show. I had it on mute as I was working on my computer, taking my calls. And I remember seeing a Black charter guest on the show. And I don't know if you watched the show or any of your viewers watched the show, but you don't really see too many of us on that show.
Right, right.
Right. So watching the show, just taking it all in because I watched it all the time. I remember just envisioning myself like, okay, you got some Black people on there. If they can make it to the show, I know I can make it to the show. That's just my thought, because I believe in myself, right?
Right.
Because I know who I am. I know that if God puts it on my heart, He can make it come to pass. That's just how I think. So it ain't nothing that God can't do for me. That's my mentality. Always have been, always will be. So fast forward, after watching that particular episode, I got a call from my friend, and she said, I know you stay ready. So you don't got to get ready, but just know that we're going to Greece. And I was like, Greece? She said, yeah. So she was a guest of a guest on one of the other seasons
Mm.
the year before last. So they liked her so much, they invited her back to come with her group. So fast forward, I think I got the call maybe in I'm going to say April, maybe. And August, we were all packed, ready to go. And we all met up in Athens, Greece. And we filmed for my favorite show, a show that I literally manifested, that I thought that was possible.
Yeah.
And boom. So we filmed for 3 days in the beautiful Mediterranean Greek Sea. I have never seen anything so amazing. The experience was crazy, just to be on a luxury yacht with people waiting on you hand and foot. And the fact that I was on the yacht with the people that I watch on TV. So Captain Sandy Aisha, some of the guests, or some of the crew, I should say. And they took good care of us. And it was just a testament that I saw myself there. And then fast forward 6, 8 months later, I'm on the show. So I'm very excited to be on the show, and then to really show people that if you really manifest things and you really believe it can happen for you, it can.
Yeah, that is so incredible. That is so, so incredible. And a place like Greece, Greece is very, very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. I can't wait to go myself. Let me start manifesting that. Because listen,
Yes, you should.
so um what can people expect, from this episode that's about to premiere on the 29th? What's I don't know, what's some funny, silly, or even dramatic things that, people can expect from you and your friends?
Well, so the group of women that are on the show, we are all a part of the CEO Chick organization. It's a network that I've been with for 8 years, and I serve as their brand ambassador. So when I say that, we are all women of God, but we're women. So anytime you get some women together, it's going to be some drama.
Right, right.
So from the moment that we got on the yacht, there was some interesting things going on that we worked out. But you're going to have to just tune in to see. I can't spill the beans, but I can tell you that it's going to be drama, all and fun, because I've been around for a while. I'm a city girl. Being from Chicago, I've seen a lot, I've done a lot, and I said all that to say I only surround myself around good people. So it was nothing but good energy, good vibes, praying women, women that are, succeeding and leading in their personal and career life. And yeah, so really good group of women. Um, that that got along very well, but had some bumps along the way. I'll just say that.
I love that. That's so incredible. Well, I certainly can't wait to take a look at it. I'm sure it's going to be fun, funny, silly, dramatic, all of the above. And
Luxurious. Let's not forget that, because we're in a
oh,
we're
yeah,
on a private yacht.
yeah, because that's
Okay.
the whole point, high class, luxury experiences on these yachts, perspective of the
Yeah.
crew. And so, yeah, definitely. What was that like? So, I mean, I'm sure you've been on yachts before, but what was this one like for you?
Well, I have been on yachts before, but I haven't spent a night on a yacht.
Hmm.
I haven't had people come in and unpack my luggage and hang up and steam my clothing, and
Yeah,
yeah, and wait on me hand and foot, and 8 course meals and champagne served the moment I wake up. So this was an experience like no other.
yeah,
This was this was what you see on social media. This is what you see. Prime example, Magic Johnson. I follow him. He has a yearly summer, yacht thing that he does. So I kind of like saw myself up there with the big boys. Like, you couldn't
yeah,
tell me nothing.
yeah. Like I can get used to this, huh?
I, that part, I can definitely get used to this. Yes. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. Again, especially because I watch it on TV. So to be on the boat with the people that I watch and that I admire, and it was just an amazing experience. I probably gained about 7 pounds because it was nonstop food. Um, but yeah, and then after we finished, we did Santorini and we did Mykonos. So
Mhm.
this was probably a trip of a lifetime. A very expensive one though, but you know, it was well worth it.
Sure, sure. Well, that's so wonderful. I'm so glad you got to experience that. I'm so glad to know that you're doing what you're doing for the women, for the Black women. Thank you for being a beacon. Thank you for being a light and an inspiration and just an avenue for resources and encouragement. Because we all need it. So thank you.
You're welcome. I'm happy to um, not be a product of my environment. I say it lightly, but I didn't just come from Chicago. I come from humble beginnings. My family, we grew up in the Robert Taylor homes, the projects,
Mhm.
for some that may not know what that looks like and how it is growing up. But I saw a lot, and just to know that there is so much more to life when you get out there and you test the waters. You're not scared to move. You're not scared to navigate, different waters and really see that you can do whatever you want to do. You can be wherever you want to be.
Yeah,
But it's about taking that first step. And that first step really is like believing in yourself.
I like that. So, what's something you want to say, um, real quick, to your people, to the young ladies watching you, to your network, something, a nugget, a word, quick little sermon. What's something you want to leave with your followers?
This is for my women over 40. I'm speaking to my group of women. I want you to know that life doesn't end after 40. It begins. I want you to know that now is the time, whether you still have school age kids or not. I'm an empty nester and I'm loving the journey. But I want you to know that now is the time to pour back into yourself. Now is the time to work on the things that you don't like. Work on your weight. Work on becoming healthier. Work on looking your best. When you look good, you feel good. Stop thinking that it's over because of divorce, or you feel like you don't know what's next because your kid has gone on to college or whatever. Learn to love yourself, pour into yourself, and most importantly, invest in yourself. That's it.
Well, there you have it. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you so much, honey. I really appreciate you.